My name is 1034444.
I'm about to lose my apartment. I'm about to sell my truck to pay my rent.
You have been denied?
Yes, sir.
You've been denied.
Yes. The BP oil spill has caused a complete economic standstill in our area.
Why can I not talk to the person that's actually got my claim?
Why has it taken so long?
I understand the inconsistencies. That's one reason I'm here. It's wrong. It's got to be corrected. But it's not like we're not paying out the money.
My name is Glendon Miller. I'm a part owner of Miller Seafood. I used to fish oysters a while back, but since the oil spill, I had to take all the money I had and invest into fishing crabs. So now I'm working on a boat right now to get everything together to go work crabs out in the deep water. So the oil spill really have put me in a bind because I have kids, I have a wife. So I'm taking my money to try to make sure that I can provide for my kids. But before the oil spill, I was working for this company called Turn Service, and then I had someone working my boat with me, for me, because they was going out fishing oysters for me and everything. And then when the oil spill came, I had to let that person go because everything got slow. So then I had to invest into this other boat, trying to fish crabs, because that's really the only thing that we're doing around here. So now it's just slow. I haven't worked since September, October. I just been here unemployed and stuff. So everything really, it's been hard for a lot of people around here. It's just been real difficult.
My name is Errol Battle, and down in where the oysters are really coming from, we are in the heart of the harvest of oysters and everything. We sign people to get money, but looks like we ain't getting nothing, and nobody's doing nothing for us. So we want to really know what's going on. The only person we got a spokesperson for us that's trying to help us with this is Byron Ankelord, and we can't get no response from nobody. Feinberg or nobody want to talk with us. And talk with everybody all over the country, but they don't want to come here. And we don't know why you want to come here. Speak with the people, the few fishermen that they have here. But this is the place where the oysters really come in at. So we need to know what's really going on with what's happening around this.
Hi, my name is Barry Gray for Walton Beach, Florida. It's coming on the BP oil spill. Basically, I own two businesses here in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. One is USA Green Clean Supply, which is a janitorial supply business. One is Advanced Appearance, which is a cleaning company that does vacation rental cleaning. One is a restaurant, and our business, basically being here in Florida, we strive off of tourism. And since the BP oil spill it's hurt our businesses dramatically, because I filed my claims on August the 8th until today is January 18th as a day, they still has not been resolved.
Hello, my name is Danny Patterson. I'm an advisor with the Gulf Coast Fund. I also work as Community Economic Development Director at the Community Foundation of South Alabama in Mobile, Alabama. We are working very diligently to address this asset building area, starting with financial literacy. The payments that people are receiving, those payments are not being taxed. They will be taxed. There's no income being withheld. They're going to be taxed. So if you're not thinking about a $2,000 check that you may have received from BP, that you should hold 20 or 30% of that money, then come tax time, you're going to have a problem. So we're out trying to educate those receiving those checks and receiving that income on the pending tax liability, and trying to convince them to put something back, hold something back, so that they can then take care of those obligations.
Turkey Creek community in Gulfport, Mississippi. And I want to point out that my community is one of hundreds along the Gulf Coast with significant numbers of people who are what you would call subsistence fishermen and women. What that means is that when they go to the side of the creek or to the beach or to the pier or to the bridge and fish, they're fishing not only for recreation, but they're fishing to eat. And following the BP oil disaster, no outreach to this community of subsistence fishermen and women occurred. So these folks who, in all honesty, would have been your best observers and witnesses to the inland extent of the oil spill or the oil hemorrhage, were never asked to participate in any way in terms of the assessment of the damage or the impact on them and what they eat.
So we've been facing a lot. We're also the part of the country that in the last 5 years has undergone severe damage from Katrina, Rita, and then again in 2008, Hurricanes Gustav and then Ike. We're tired. We're very, very tired of facing all of these disasters. Our ecosystem, the environment we live in, is a part of our community. Everyone here does things based on where we live and where our ancestors have lived for centuries. People here are not very transient. A lot of people here, most of them, can trace their ancestry here within a 25-mile radius for several hundred years. We don't move away. We like it. It's a wonderful place, or it was. Our cultures are changing, our communities are changing, our communities are still impacted. 9 months after the oil disaster, we're of course told by BP and our federal agencies that the oil is gone. We don't have to worry, it's not there anymore. We just don't see it. A lot of people are actually seeing it, but nobody hears about that. But the use of the dispersants against the advice of the EPA, the things that happened in the treatment of this oil to limit BP's liability or harming people today.
The Metametrics test, which appears as like this. This is test results, and what it does is, my understanding of it anyway, is that the volatile compounds, it's broken basically into two parts. There are compounds at the top and there are compounds at the bottom. The compounds that appear on the top of the report can be absorbed or taken into your system through other means other than the Macondo well or the Deepwater Horizon, such as benzene, ethylbenzene, toluene, styrene, and XP-xylene and O-xylene. Of these chemicals, what I'm hearing too is that the doctors that are doing these lab tests have, from what I understand, have everybody that they has tested has come out very high since this, obviously since this event. Basically, he's not tested anyone that's come out negative. Conventional doctors are not, under any circumstances, treating people that I know of for toxicity, even if you have this report. even if you have the report, they will deny that you have toxicity as it relates to the Gulf. I don't know of one person who's been diagnosed.
I went to Dolphin Island one night with my daughter-in-law for her birthday, and then when I got in the swimming pool, the water was hot. Well, it was warm, but it was milky looking, but because it was on the beach. And then, but in that beach, there was an opening in there to where, you know, the water from the beach come up on you. Well, I didn't know that it was going to happen, and I had my arms up on the side of the swimming pool. Well, as I was looking, nothing. I didn't feel different. I didn't feel nothing. Well, come to find out the next day is when my eye flared up, my left eye. And now I'm going blind in it. I went to the hospital. They thought it was a pink eye. Then I turned around the next week. I went to the hospital again. The doctor there in the emergency room wouldn't even look at me. He referred me to an eye specialist. Then I went to the eye specialist. He doctored it and looked at it and everything. And he said he don't know what it is. So I don't know if it's caused from the oils dispersants or what it was caused from. The doctor don't even know because it's very rare. They don't know what's caused it, but I'm losing my eyesight. So they are going to have to do surgery on my eye. And it's caused, you know, I guess it's caused from that. But my life since then, BP, is very depressive. My mental stage and everything, you know, because I lost so much.
Our community is suffering. The Mississippi River is our source for drinking water, is our source for taking baths. And so we're saying is that BP came in and destroyed, and they had fault. They are told that fault. I just saw this morning BP did their own report and came out and almost get itself a cleaning bill of health. But I'm saying, you know, what you expect to put Dracula over a blood bank? You know, so we're saying we got to begin to look at that. So what we want to do right now, what we've been trying to get for the last, since May, is get some independent research done. Independent research done. And we're saying, no offense to EPA, no offense to Natural County Administration, and all these OSHA, and we met with every agency in D.C. Now, I'm not talking about in Louisiana. We've been to D.C. and met with every agency. The very first meeting I had with federal agency, our community hosted, our agency hosted. And one of the things that came out of the meeting, what you said is what I told those agencies at the end of the meeting. Because BP was there, and all these agencies was mirroring the same thing that BP was saying to our community. And we're saying it'll be a shame for 10 years from now that our community have an epidemic dying from the toxic poison that's in this water, and EPA, OSHA, Natural County Administration, none of you folks came out with the truth. Do the right thing.
Hi, my name is Byron Inglade, and we're here in Point LaHaye, Louisiana. The claims process to us has been a complete failure. It doesn't address our community, the fishermen, and when we look at our substance of our seafood industry, how it supports this community, it's all been left out of the claim process.
I'm Stanley Ankelord. I'm a fisherman from Blackman, Louisiana, and I'm born and raised here. Been a native fisherman all my life, and I'm supposed to see our doctor next week, you know, because I'm really stressed out behind it, you know. And I say things and I do things sometimes I gotta catch myself. I'm angry right now. If I can, any kind of way in the world I can stop my son from going to Afghanistan, I'll stop it. Because we have a bigger fight here. Why should you go over there and fight for somebody else to have a quality life and they're taking ours from us? You know? So when I say I'm angry for a reason.
In October 2009, my organization, Opportunity Inc., filed for a claim, or attempted to file for a claim with BP to help recoup some of our losses and to help us meet the continually increased demand for services, both for the homeless, for the near homeless, and for the people whose neighborhoods we are guests, within who we are guests. We immediately found out that there's no category for nonprofit organizations. So we did not have, nobody knew how to categorize us, how to put us, and told us we couldn't file a claim. We then attempted to use a consulting agency that helps process claims for BP, and we provided them with tons and tons and tons of documentation. Nothing ever happened. We never got anything. And at the same time, our clients don't get any assistance either. They weren't fired. They just weren't hired. The jobs that normally come available in the summertime that are in the tourist industry and fishing did not exist. They did not, there wasn't a decrease in numbers, there was an elimination of numbers.
Hi there, I'm Sharon Gute, and I'm the director of BISCO, by NFA's Shared Community Organizing in the parishes of Lafourche and Terrebonne. And we've also had some of our organizers doing work in case management in Grand Isle. So I'm here to talk about what's happening in our area 9 months after the disaster of the oil disaster that occurred here. We still have families that are in dire need of assistance. We have families that we heard from recently that have health issues. We have families that have need for food. We have families that are not able to pay their bills because they don't have an income. What happened is they didn't get an income during the oil disaster, and now that everybody's saying kumbaya, the oil's gone, they're thinking, well, wait a minute, I didn't have any money before, so I definitely don't have any now. And they've eaten all the fish and seafood that they've stored in their freezers. But not only they don't have any, their mothers, their grandmothers, their aunties and uncles, anyone that they usually provide for are hurting now because they don't have the food sources that were provided to them by the fishermen who were involved at that time.
Okay, my name is Tara Jennifer Blue, and I work at Mercy Housing and Human Development, a nonprofit organization based in Gulfport, Mississippi. And I'm also a part of the Mississippi Coalition for Vietnamese American Fish Folks and Families. And I could tell you some stories about lives pre the oil disaster and post, right? One, in fact, I'll give you one example, of course, is that there was this couple, they owned a mid-sized vessel. They were hard workers, They were older, but they were still hardworking, right? Not even considering close to retirement, right? They had steady income from it, and they weren't dependent on public benefits, right? And since the oil disaster, they received some very modest emergency claims from BP. But then what happened was when they applied for the emergency, they went to the local GCCF office, and the staff there made many, many errors with the application, which ultimately was denied.
I'm Nancy McCall. I was raised here in Codan, Alabama. And so, of course, my grandfather worked in seafood. So naturally, I started working in seafood in the summer. And it was a place that people study over the years, migrated from farming into this area and fell in love with it. There are people in my community, it's been heavily affected because they're not being paid right by BP with their claims and having to go over and over when they submit their claims with their papers with everything they asked, and then a few weeks or a month they say, we need you to do this again, and I don't understand why that this is happening. This is happening to all races. Will it ever get better? I don't know. Will it ever be the same again? Because you cannot react to seafood now like it was before the oil spill. And the hope seemed very bleak, dim.